Hello, my Padawans. How are you guys doing today? I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday morning. I am making this video as a response to a great friend, Phil, also known as Vigilum here on YouTube. Now, I made a video the other day about the LGBTQ plus community because we are in the Pride Month, and you're going to start seeing a lot of colors. The rainbow flag and all these colors. And I've often said that the color purple is associated with the LGBT community in the current time. So I want to talk a little bit about the color of purple, and not just the basic color wheel purple, more of a violet mixed with a little hue, a little bit blue. It's just not purple. Can have many shades, okay, and sometimes they mix it up with blue, pink, a little bit of a little lighter, a little darker. It all depends on what you're trying to portray with the use of the color. Now, purple is a very important color in history, and Phil said that it was my opinion, and that's why I want to make this recording. Because I think Phil is misinformed. Phil is a great guy, but I think he doesn't understand the history of the color, and he's also an artist, and I wish that he would make more paintings and use more purple or pink or blue in his paintings. The problem that I have is that purple with a hue of pink or blue has been hijacked by the LGBT community and is being misused. The symbolism behind the color, okay, it's associated with being gay, being a homosexual, or a lesbian, or gay, or whatever you want to be. I don't really care what you are. I'm only speaking of what the color represents or symbolizes. And I also wanted to bring up a point about preparing for a recording like this. I remember Art Bell, George Norrie, like Heather Wade. I think Heather Wade said she prepared for her radio show for 8 hours. Like, she took notes and she rehearsed and all this stuff. And I was like, wow, really? As usual, I'm drinking black tea. Now, I wish I had the time, the preparation, like 4 hours to 8 hours to make a video like this. It's more of a slideshow type of recording, but I just don't do that. When I do these, I just do it, out of the blue. Let's just do it. Let's just turn on the recording button and let's just speak. So I don't have the ability to have prepare for 8 hours like Heather Wade and take notes and make an essay and prepare a monologue and all that stuff. I'm not getting paid, so I'm just rolling with it. It's just when I'm speaking right now, it's just coming out of my head. Okay. I wanna categorize and separate the video into 4 parts. Again, the purple means a lot of things, but originally in history, let's go with part one. What did purple symbolize? What was the meaning of purple? Now, this is like the most basic purple, okay? Purple symbolized spirituality, magic, royalty, especially royalty, imagination. So the color purple was intended to show that you had money, okay, that you were wealthy, you were magical. Some examples that I have here on this collage. I made this collage just for this video. You know, you have the queen wearing a purple. I don't know why I'm thinking about blue. It's all related. All the colors are mixed together, okay? She's wearing a purple coat. And then you can see the purple crown. And back in those days, you had a lot of purple, pinkish purple, home design, castle design. You know, you had large curtains, you know, with the color purple. You had furniture that was purple, a lot of purple with gold. You had, you know, carpet, purple carpet. And when you went, you know, and it mostly started in Europe. So if you went into, you walked into the king's castle or the queen's quarters, you would see a lot of purple. And so that's what purple originally symbolized, represented. The meaning of purple. It's mostly relatable to royalty, mystery. And so when I said part one, I'm starting like, you know, a long time ago. I'm talking about the Middle Ages. You know, this is part one. The Middle Ages, Europe, 1800s, 1900s, even earlier. I mean, I'm talking even earlier, 1600s. And so that's the simpler explanation of the color purple and its and how it was used to give you a feeling, an effect. Because when you use a color, it affects the brain. It's color psychology. Okay, when you see purple, it encourages you, it uplifts you, it gives you a positive outlook, wisdom. If you looked at the some of the drawings, a lot of wizards, and some of the uniforms that they used to wear in those schools were purple. The gowns, the coats, the robes. A lot of these people used purple crowns and robes, and that's fine. That was great. And I mean, in history, it's amazing, right? So that's part one. And look at episode 1, The Phantom Menace, by George Lucas, and the Queen Amidala. She's wearing a lot of purple. She wears like a purple dress, pink dress. Now let's go to part 2. We're skipping ahead into a little bit of the history of the color. Later, the color purple was sort of transformed into something else. It meant something else to certain people. Okay. I guess you could say it evolved. So the color evolved into something else. So there was a fire in New York City in the 1900s where a lot of women died. I think it was 100 or 200 women that died in this building, and they were working with purple fabric. And a lot of these women died, and the factory burned to the ground, and there was like purple smoke. And this became the feminist movement of the 1900s. So the color purple then signified something else. It wasn't royalty anymore. It wasn't mystery. It wasn't magic. Okay, it was not used by the wizards. So now it meant feminist rights, the feminist movement. So if a woman in the early 1900s started wearing purple or pinkish purple hue, now it meant something else. It means that you were a powerful, independent woman. And that's great. I mean, that's fine. This is part 2. So the color purple came to be something else and mean something else. Instead of being about spirituality and again, a lot of the royalty, now it became a color to send out a message for the justice warriors of the 1900s, mostly the injustice of women, okay, and how they were treated and how they didn't have rights and they were put down. And so they started wearing a lot of purple, like jackets and dresses. And they didn't have purple hair back then. That didn't start back in the 1900s. There was no purple hair or purple tattoos or anything like that. It was just a clothing, like a little blanket, or you know what I mean. It's something that you wore to show your support for women and the brotherhood or the sisterhood. Sorry, I'm thinking the sisterhood. It was, you're talking to other women. It's a indirect visual message of understanding that you are a woman and you're just powerful. You're better than everybody else. Okay, so that was, I know it's kind of hard to get. That's the understanding that I have, and it's all. You can look it up. Phil, you can Google it. You can do your research. None of this it's a lie. Why would I make this up? Okay. And you guys are probably wondering, why does Miller care? Why does Miller care so much about the meaning of the color purple? Well, because again, it's been misused, it's been hijacked by the LGBT people, and it's a disgrace to the color, which is a beautiful color. So, part 3, let's go to part 3. So the color purple for a long time was about feminism, the movement, working women that didn't get, good wages, didn't get insurance, that were not appreciated, they were put down. And this is true. Men treated women like crap. I admit that. They didn't give them what they deserved for the hard work. These women were working, long hours with these machines, making clothing, making, dresses, using all these fabrics. It's a lot of hard work. It's labor. Okay, slavery, pretty much. And so I get it. But then now in part three, I'm coming to the 1980s, 1960s, 1980s. This is when the color purple became something else. Okay. Now instead of being about power, royalty, ambition, it became about something entirely different. So it evolved again. The color evolved. Why? Why did it evolve? Okay. Slavery in America. So when the color purple comes to America, now we're not talking about Europe. We're talking about America and the history of the United States and slavery and black people and how they were oppressed. So in the 70s and 80s, you had the color purple. I'm just trying to use a more known book. It was also a movie. You also had Purple Rain. Okay, you had the color purple. So then you had a lot of these feminists that already loved the color, but now the color symbolized something entirely different. Okay, now the color meant strong female power between the sisterhoods. Okay, but why was that important? Well, here is where it gets a little difficult. Purple is the color of bruises. Okay, and a lot of the women were being abused and beaten by men. Okay, I'm not gonna say that didn't happen. And a lot of these women were sexually abused, raped, beaten to death. Okay, and so they started a group of this counter culture, and they adopted the color purple. And when you see a woman wearing purple, and I'm talking about the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, okay, into the 2000s, purple was a way to say, hey, I'm a victim of, I'm a victim of abuse. I know what you're going through. I almost died. Okay, so it has a lot of meanings now, and the color psychology, I think it's fascinating. Color psychology. I'm not a psychologist, okay, I'm no longer speaking about the definition of purple, like the basic definition. Now it became something else. It became, let's use the color as a social message. Okay, it's about justice. So a lot of black people started using that color. Even men, a lot of men started using the color. Okay, to send out a message that they had enough. Slavery, okay, when they were beaten, put down, right? Now it was not just about, decoration. Now it was about pride, independence, dignity, okay? And so it became something else. So you saw a lot of guys wearing now you saw men wear purple too. because they want to join the resistance. Dominance. Women were dominated by men for a long time, and that's why they started using the purple color. And just go watch The Color Purple. It's a good movie. I mean, I don't like Whoopi Goldberg. I think she's horrible, and she still uses purple when she's in The View. But men and women started using, and I'm talking about now the 70s, 80s, 90s, up in the mid 2000s. They started wearing purple to send out a message, basically saying, we're not going to take this anymore. We've been beaten, we had bruises. Remember, this is a bloody, when blood is, in the body, when you punch somebody in the eye, you get a purple eye. So it's about bruises. Now, again, in part one, it was not about that. It was about royal blood. And so purple has, I guess, transformed, evolved into something totally different. The meaning is absolutely different. Now they include a little bit of violet, a little hue of pink, blue, all kinds of colors. And I know that Phil probably thinks, none of this is true. But I ask you, please, my friend, to look it up. Do a little bit more research on color. You are an artist like me, and when we use color in painting, it's very important. Okay, it's very important. So here I am on part 3, where the color purple is more about the resistance. It's about, we've been beaten enough, we've been oppressed long enough. We're gonna start wearing purple. And you had guys like Sam Jackson, and here I am showing in the collage Sam Jackson as Mace Windu in Star Wars. He chose the color purple for his lightsaber. Why? They don't really tell you why. It could be two things. It could be that Sam Jackson is telling you that he's had enough of the white man owning black people. That's just one idea. The other one is he's the greatest Jedi in the galaxy, and he's the royal Jedi. He uses purple because he's like the bad. He's good. He's the badass. So, but personally, I think he chose purple because blacks have always preferred the color purple for that reason. To support each other, to tell each other, hey, we are resisting the dominance of the white race, slavery, and we had enough of that. And that's why they prefer the color purple. Now, okay, so that was all great. Okay, that was all fine. And then you have people like Tim Burton, who uses purple in all his movies. The Joker, he has a purple suit. You know that, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie. I had when I was in high school, I had a purple coat, like one of those, dressing suits that I used to wear all the time. I mean, because it was the 90s, and it was like, it was cool, but it didn't mean what it means now. It meant you're different. You like different colors. Also in the 80s, a lot of people started using purple. Like I remember Cyndi Lauper used a lot of purple in her videos, and of course you had Prince with Purple Rain, and everybody went crazy and started wearing purple hats and purple pants, and like Boy George. So it became a very popular fabric, a popular color. And back in the 80s and 90s, before the LGTB nonsense, it was okay. You could wear purple, tie. You could wear a purple hat, and I did. I wore a lot of purple color when I was in my 20s and 30s, even like early 40s. I used to wear a lot of purple. I know I had a couple of 2 purple t-shirts and some dress shirts. Anyway, I'm losing focus. Let's go to part 4, which is the final part of what purple has become. It has become a disgrace. We're talking about the way purple is being used to send out a justice warrior message saying pretty much that you are either lesbian, gay, or plus, or one of those letters. Okay. Now in this collage, you can see either I have Admiral Holdo from Star Wars: The Last Jedi, Laura Dern. I also have Savine Rand from the show Rebels, and she has pink, purple hair, as you can see right there. Okay. So what's going on now is, and I understand that Phil and another friend of mine, the mass spoofer, I understand they don't realize the evolution of the color. Maybe they haven't paid attention, but I pay a lot of attention to the evolution of purple because I love purple. Okay, let me have some tea. So like I said, and this is more focused on the Disney era. You see, millennials, younger kids, they see this color as something else. It has morphed. It has changed. It's no longer, about, royalty and oppression and feminism. That's not what it's about anymore. These kids, and when I say kids, I'm talking like people under 30. For them, this color represents LGBTQ. Okay, and that's maybe where I see the confusion in a lot of us, like in the 50s, like all the older guys, like Phil and Spoofer. We are older. We don't know what happened to the color. We didn't pay attention. I mean, I did, because I love color psychology. So I know what happened to the color. I know how it has been hijacked, used to brainwash young kids. Okay, and it's just a disgrace. It's wrong what they're doing. They already stole the rainbow. Okay, so now they took purple. And the meaning of purple, the symbolism, it was amazing. It was, like I said, imagination, creativeness, magic. Okay. I know in Harry Potter they use a lot of purple. I know that Mickey Mouse in Fantasia, there was a lot of purple in that movie. And Disney used purple appropriately in the films. But when Disney bought Star Wars, that went all bad. Now let's look at Laura Dern as Vice Admiral Holdo. If you guys are not aware, in The Last Jedi, Holdo, the chick with the purple hair here, Laura Dern, she had a gay relationship with Princess Leia. You're not told. That's not told to you in the movie. I know that because I pay attention. They used to have meetings behind closed doors. Princess Leia, and she was in the Resistance, and Admiral Holdo, the lesbian woman with the pinkish purple hair, she is a lesbian, gay, and they turned Leia into a lesbian in The Last Jedi. They don't show it, but if you read the books, Admiral Holdo is a pride character. She's a pride character in the Disney universe. Okay. Now, I know I've been going on for a long time here, and I apologize. I just got a lot to say about the color purple. And you might find this silly, but I don't. As an artist, we have to understand how we use colors to draw, to paint. So Disney has taken this color and made it into a way to let other women and let men in society know that you are LGBT. So that's the state of the color now. Okay, you just have to pay attention. And I'm in Southern California. The color is being used in films, comics, concerts, radio, artwork, and Disney. Disney is the most, is the company that uses it the most, because Disney promotes, LGBT heavily, more than any other company in the world. So you're going to see that in Disney movies, you're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of pink and purple. Okay, it's going to be everywhere. And it is not going to signify, imagination and spirituality. That's not what it means when it comes to Disney films. When it comes to Disney films, okay, you see Sabine, and you see, Admiral Holdo here, Laura Dern. And then I'm showing a picture of the new character. I want you to listen to this, Phil. This show, The Acolyte, comes out Tuesday. It has this main character, this girl, as you can see right here. She's standing and she's wearing a pink purple. It's a purple pinkish robe, and she has like braids on her hair. So she has like pink hair, purple hair, and she has a purple gown, and she's all purple. What is that telling me already? I haven't even seen the show. It comes out Tuesday. You got to check it out if you got Disney Plus. I think the show is going to be horrible. It's the most diverse Star Wars show ever of all time. It's going to be an absolute flop. And why? Because Disney decided that, diversity, equality, lesbians and gays are more important than telling a story. Okay, instead of focusing on telling a good story, a good Star Wars story, they want to send out a message about being gay, that it's okay. And it's not okay. I'm sorry. You can come at me and we can debate it. If you want to debate it, we will. All right? The meaning of the color now, anytime you watch a Disney show or a TV movie or a movie at the theater, it clicks, okay? You know the character is LGBT. And this new character in the new show, The Acolyte, this black girl, she's lesbian. She's a lesbian, gay. I just know about what, because I know what it means. I know what the color purple means now. And I associate the color purple with the parades, the gay parades, all this stuff. It's just easy to understand the meaning of the color in current time, okay? And kids, and I'm not talking about older guys like people like us, like guys in the 50s and us in the 60s. There's women that have purple hair that are like in their 60s, but they're it's a throwback to the feminism, to being a strong woman. It doesn't mean they're lesbians or gay or bi or anything like that. That's fine. I'm all for being strong, a strong woman, fighting, the bad guys, Slavery. Slavery is wrong. That should never happen. We should never beat women. I have never beaten a woman. I've never touched a woman, or pushed a woman, or gave her bruises. So there's now, if you see a woman wearing if you see an older woman wearing purple, that means that she was abused by someone. And she's sending out that message to you. She wants you to be compassionate, understanding of her suffering, okay? But if you see a younger girl with purple hair, that means totally something else. That means she's lesbian or gay or bi, okay? So it's easy read. It's an easy read. And this is not I'm not a teacher. This is not a lesson. I don't want to make it like, I don't want to be like the teacher in that movie Ferris Bueller, when the teacher is just like, just reading. When I speak, I don't just read. Everything comes out of my mind. And I don't prepare. I don't read anything. I just go with it. Okay? Just go with it. So that's what it means now. It's important to understand the meaning of the color and how it's being portrayed in film, but mostly in Disney. This is where the point that I'm trying to make. Disney, the way it's using the color. And I'm all about rights, equality. I don't hate gay people. I love everyone equally. And I don't care if you wear purple or blue. My favorite color is blue. Okay? My car is blue. My t-shirts are blue. I've always been a blue color fan. And that's another story. I could talk about blue for 3 hours. But what I'm trying to say here is Phil, he says it's my opinion. And I think he's wrong. I think you're wrong, my friend. I appreciate you and Laura, and I appreciate what you did for me, Phil, when I was away. And I guess that's the end of part 4. I've been going on for 37 minutes. So just look at the collage. Look at the way the color purple has changed over the years, over the decades. Okay, centuries, and maybe in another 100 years or 200 years, maybe the color purple would mean something else. I don't know. It could, colors change. The meaning of colors change over time. All right. What else can I say? One more thing that's really important. And this is how you can also tell that it's LGBT. When, pink represents women, right? As a baby, you have pink. And then blue is a male, right? So you have pink and blue. So that's the woman and the male. And when you mix the colors together, that becomes purple, right? So purple is male and female mixed into one. So when you wear purple, when you're mixing the colors, pink and blue, you get purple. Pinkish purple, okay? You can add a little bit of white and it becomes more like a pink. Or you can add a little bit more blue and it becomes like a hueish purple blue. But what I'm saying today, if you wear purple, it means you're okay with women and men being one, being bisexual. I hope this video helps. Let me know what you guys think about it. And may the force be with you. Goodbye.